What is up, everyone? It is Saturday night, and holy cow, it's 8 o'clock at night here. I'm getting close to my bedtime, but I want to play a little bit of football. I haven't played in a couple days. We're going to play the third game. We're going to determine the third competitor in the North region of my 1983 tournament who's going to get into the round of 16. We know right now that Washington will play New Orleans in the first game. We're going to determine who's going to play in the second game in that region. So that's the one we're going to play. You can see Philadelphia is a 25 seed, and the Rams are an 8 seed. I think the Eagles went 5-11 that year. Rams went, I believe, 9-7. The big player in this game is going to be Eric Dickerson. He is a 5. He went 1,800 yards that season. I think he might have led the league in rushing. He's a halfback 5. Pretty good player. And he is going to get the majority of the carries for the Rams. In fact, when I get to the offenses, I'll show you something I have never seen before in all of me playing this game, as far as I remember. So let's get started. I've already done the coin toss. The Rams have the advantage all over the place. They're actually a +4 when they're on defense, and the Eagles are actually a -2. So the Rams have the advantage on both offense and defense in this game. And let's go ahead and get started here. We're going to kick it off. It's going to be the Rams kicking off, so the Eagles will get the ball first. It will be Chuck Nelson for the Rams kicking off. 44 for Nelson is a 2. And that is 66-09. That'll be 1 yard deep into the end zone, and it will be 09. Returning it. So let's go 66 for Chuck Nelson. That will be Glenn Young as your return man for the Eagles. 1 yard deep. A 65. 65 is a very quite boring roll. That is a 21. He'll get 19 yards on the return, and the Eagles will start 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line. So Glenn Young for 19. 15 seconds off the clock, and it is 1st and 10 at the 18. So let's talk about the Eagles real quick here. We've got Ron Jaworski as quarterback, Jaws, Youngstown State guy right down the road from me. So there's your off there. 34 when they're passing, a 32 on the run. They have 3 A receivers, Mike Quick, the running back Hubie Oliver, and Harold Carmichael. And if you, my fingers were off there when I tried to type Glenn Young. My left hand was one spot to the left, and I went, or something like that. I went semicolon and an M. So that's Glenn Young. But you'll notice there's a Major Everett right there. And in my last game, I played the Browns-Bears from 86. Major Everett was the Browns running back. He was way down the list as running backs. But as it turns out, the Eagles had him first. And he's also at halfback 1. He's our backup kick returner. But in both cases, he was a halfback 1. So there's some Cleveland Browns in this game that played later on, I think from both teams. Oh, Anthony Griggs. Anthony Griggs is a linebacker for the Eagles. He played for the Browns. There's one more. I don't remember who it is off the top of my head, but there's one more who went on to play for the Browns in the later 80s. So that's your offense. On defense for the Rams, you've got a couple of Youngbloods, right? Or no, you got Jack Youngblood. I know Jim Youngblood's there too. Nolan Cromwell. This is a pretty good defense. They're a 38 against the pass, a 36 against the run. And this is a pretty good group here. That's why they do have that advantage when they're running. For running backs for the Eagles, you got Hubie Oliver, Michael Williams, Michael Haddix, Wilbur Montgomery, and Perry Harrington. So it's going to be an interesting day for the Eagles trying to keep up in this game. These two teams did play in, I believe it's week 14. So when I created this game in Pro Football Helper, I went ahead, am I 1983? Yeah. I went ahead and used the week 14 game. That way it counts toward a game played. If I ever want to play more of that season, that game's already in there. But if we look at the box score here, the Rams won this game 21-9 overall, behind a lot of field goals from the man with the glasses, Mike Lansford. Pretty good kicker. Actually, they lost. Wait, the Eagles won this game. Oh, my bad. The Eagles won this game. Wow. So they're a 25 seed. They actually won this game in real life. I didn't realize that. It's Vince Ferragamo versus Ron Jaworski. I don't know. Let's see what happens here. First and 10 at the 18. For the Eagles, they are a very evenly stacked team. 402 runs versus 486 passes. Actually, they're not. They're more of a passing team. So Jaworski's gonna throw the ball a little bit. Those are my dice rolls. So 1 through 9 on the purple die will be a run, and 10 through 20 will be a pass. So here we go. Let's get started. First play is a 9, and that will be an outside run. Outside run for the Eagles. 54. 54 on your defense is a BD. 42. That's going to be Michael Williams. He is a halfback, too. You don't get a lot of teams in this thing. You know the team isn't very good when you got to start some twos. So we got a couple of twos here. You know, I think the average team that goes 8-8 is going to have mostly threes for the most part. But when you got to start dipping into the twos, you're not playing with a good team here. So Michael Williams against a BD to start on the outside run. 34. We're starting with a penalty. 35. That is 5 yards TE, and we play injuries in 1983 in this tournament, and we have an injury on the first play of the game. So 5 yards TEJ. Let's check the penalty first. 65. 65 is a 7. That is holding on the offense, and that is happily taken by the Rams. So we'll go holding. And it's going to be first down and 20. Let's check the injuries. Odd numbers are the offensive players. And this will be an offensive player for the Eagles. It's my injury chart. There it is. I need to put that on the wall, too. Roll 2 dice. And it is a 10. So you can see here, offensive player 10 is 06. 06 is our right tackle, Jerry Sizemore. And he's a 3. Oh, man, are we going to have to jump in and throw a 2 in there already? Let's check Sizemore's card. Because if he is... Where's he at? Is that him? Nope. Where's he at? There he is. He's a J4. You can see way down there in the bottom. He's a J4. J4s get injured the most. Let's move him off to the side. Let's roll the dice and see how long he's hurt. 4. And he is out until the beginning of the 4th quarter. So he will come back in the 4th quarter. Do we have any tackle 3s? I doubt it. This was not a very good team. So Stan Walters is a 3. These are our starters. Now we're on to our backups. Leonard Mitchell is a 3. Yeah, we're going to have to drop down. So they're going to drop down. That means that the Rams defense is going to go from +4 to +5 as they drop from a 3 starting right tackle to a 2. And just like that, things are all shook up. All right, so Sizemore will be back in the 4th quarter. It's going to be 1st and 20 now. And we're going to go short pass heavy here on 1st and 20. And we'll get a 16. That's actually going to be a medium pass. And we're at the 8-yard line. So is that a 19? Oh, that should have been 10. You know what? That should have been half the distance. Let me undo that. We're at the 18, so that's a 9-yard penalty. So let's go penalty, 9 yards. And we'll go holding. And 15. All right, so it's going to be half the distance. 1st and 19 now, back to the 9. We got a medium pass. Let's go back to this board here. All right, 30. I was watching Dave Gardner play Jets Patriots this morning, and I saw how you started out, Dave, with the weird kickoff and then the rare play, and it's like the game never starts easy. It always starts with complicated. You never just get like, hey, a 3-yard run. You know, it always starts complicated and then it settles down. So let's see what happens here. 35 on your defense is a CS, and 43 is Michael Williams, our halfback, and he is a C, so we'll stay at CS. So Jaws is looking for Michael Williams. Oh, a 63, and we're going to stay confusing. Oh, no, we have an incompletion, but another penalty. I thought we had a rare play there. Incompletion, but another penalty. So let's check the flag. 34, this is going to be on the offense. This is holding again, and this is going to be half the distance, so it's going to go back to the 5. It'll be a 4-yard penalty. I always give the benefit of the doubt. So they're at the 9. Half the distance is the 4.5. So I'm going to round up to the 5. The offense always gets that extra half a yard. So it's a 4-yard penalty. This time for holding. At least we didn't have an injury on that play. And it is going to be 1st and 23 all the way back to the 5-yard line for Ron Jaworski. Let's go ahead and go standard here. And we're going to 15. That's a short pass. 12. 12 is a CG. 55, that is Perry Harrington. He is our fullback. So again, it doesn't mean he's going to do a medium pass to Harrington. It just means the medium pass play was called. And I always like to think that, things got a little shaken up there and he had to dump it off. Jaworski had to dump it off to the fullback because, you're not going to see many fullbacks. They're going to run medium pass routes. So that's kind of how I play it. So, all right. So Perry Harrington's a C. 12 is a CG on the short pass. So we'll stay right there at CG. A 15 for Jaworski. That's going to be complete. And that is a big, big gain. So that's a first down plus 7. I don't cap it. I think 12 yards is the cap. I don't cap it. I don't care. First down plus, I like offense. First down plus 7 is going to be a 30-yard pass play. So he's going to dump it off to the fullback, Harrington. And Harrington is going to just kind of scoot through some openings. And he's finally going to get taken down 30 yards into play. It's going to be 1st and 10 out to the 35. If you watched my last game, even though the Browns lost in that big game, the fact that it was 40-38 made me so happy. I love games like that. All right, 1st and 10, back to normal. Jaworski gets him settled down. They're going to go short pass again. All right, short pass. And we have a 22 on the defense. Defense is waiting for this. It is a BD. A 31. 31 is Hubie Oliver, our fullback, halfback. He's an A on short passes. So we're going to make this an A. Is that an AD? Yeah, it's an AD. So Jaworski now looking for his running back, Hubie Oliver, who's actually playing fullback in this game, even though he's the leading rusher for the team. 21 for Jaws is an 18, and that will be incomplete. So just like that, Jaworski looking for Oliver, and he'll miss them. He'll miss him. All right, 2nd and 10. We'll go standard again. 14, we're staying with that short pass. 41. 41 is AS. 55. Oh, my dice thing's a little crooked here. There we go. All right, so 55. That is going to be Perry Harrington again. He's a C. So we're going to go down to BS. So Jaworski looking for Harrington. He's looking for his running backs a lot early. 62 for Jaws. That's a oh no. That is a 20, and we have an incomplete pass. Jaws now one of his first 3. And it's going to be 3rd and 10. And we'll go short pass heavy on 3rd and 10. And we will get a 7. That'll be a short pass. 23 on your defense is a CG. And a 32. Back to Hubie Oliver. He's an A. So we'll go to BG. And we'll go Jaworski to Hubie Oliver. Oh, a 22 for Jaws. That's a 4. And that's going to be 18 more. So Jaworski. That's a first down plus 8. So Jaworski to Oliver for 18. And I'll tell you what, let Jaworski get the 3rd down, and apparently he's going to burn you. 1st and 10, they're going to cross the 50 and get to the Rams 47. I'm going to go inside run. All right, a 64 and a 41. 64 is a CS. 41 is going to be Michael Williams. So Michael Williams against a CS on the inside run. Does he run inside? Yeah, he's our halfback, so yeah. A 44 for Williams. That's a 16, and he'll get 5 yards. The dice rolls are looking good so far for the Eagles. All right. Second 5 at the 42. 2, another inside run. Oh, a 36. 36 is going to be back to, oh, that's a defense. BS. 61. Let's go Michael Haddix now. Haddix, I think, played for Green Bay in my 89 set. So we'll go Michael Haddix against a BS on the inside run. 34. And we have another penalty. A yard is gained with a TE. No injuries. TE this time. 65. That'll be another holding penalty. Holy cow. The Eagles, it reminds me of a story back in the day when my buddy and I were playing in a fantasy football league together, and it is the very last drive of the game. It was Minnesota. It was Randall Cunningham playing for Minnesota, and we calculated the amount of points he could get, and it was like 5 points less or something. He was like 5 yards short of being able to get enough points to beat me in the game. He had Cunningham, I had nobody, and they were at like first and 10 at the 20, so they had to go 80 yards. And if he went 80 yards and got all 80 of them and got the touchdown, I'd still beat him by like 5 points. During the game, during the drive, they had a 10-yard penalty that knocked him back. So he ended up getting 90 yards passing on an 80-yard drive, got the touchdown. He beat me by like a couple points. I was so annoyed. We still laugh about that. Well, he does. I don't know if I laugh about it. Second and 15 now. Short pass heavy. We'll go medium pass here. All right, another 36, another BS. 61. 61 is Major Everett. There's our guy. There's our running back who ends up as a halfback one for Cleveland in 1986. Went to Mississippi. Is Mississippi College the same as Mississippi or Mississippi State? Like that's Mississippi College. I never heard it called that before. He's a C. So we're going to stay at BS. So medium pass. Jaworski looking for another running back. That's been good for him so far. 16 isn't going to do it, though. That's a 22, and that is just incomplete. Almost intercepted. Jaworski getting a little dangerous there. It's going to be 3rd down and 15 now for the Eagles. We'll go medium pass heavy. And we'll get an 8. That'll be a short pass. All right, 34. And a 64. 64 is going to be Lawrence Sampleton. Never heard of that guy. Lawrence Sampleton. Where's he at? There he is. He's a backup tight end, ET2. C1. So on 3rd and 15, Jaworski's looking his way. 34, though, is a BG. So he's got a decent chance here of at least completing the pass. So it's going to be Jaworski to Lawrence Sampleton. Oh, 23. That's a 29. He'll get sacked. He'll get thrown for a 9-yard loss by the Rams. So Jaworski -9. Who got him? Who got him? 52. That is Gary Jeter. I know that name, and I know that name because not because he played for the Rams. I think he played for the Giants at some point. But for some odd reason, I feel like when I was younger, I used to listen to WTAM 1100. I feel like one of the hosts there was it Kendall Lewis was like a friend of Gary Jeter. He used to bring up Gary Jeter all the time. I think it was him. I don't know. It's just in my head. Anyway, 4th and 24, back at the 39. So let's bring out Max Runniger to do the punting. Future San Francisco 49er to do the punting for the Eagles. 63. That's a tough roll. That is a 16. Is this punt about to be blocked? No, it's about to be shanked. That is going to be a 29-yard punt taken by D10. So Runniger for 29. D10 taken at the 32-yard line for the Rams. D10 is Leroy Irvin. 53 for Irvin is an 11. And that is a 9-yard punt return. Ooh, that made it even worse. So Irvin gets 9, and that's like, what is that, a 23-yard net, something like that? That's pretty terrible. All right, 1st and 10 now at the 41 for the Rams. 11 minutes to go. 5-minute drive really accounted for nothing. The Rams on offense, they had a pretty good team here. Ferragamo is their quarterback. I don't remember him ever being that good, but Dickerson as a 5 there is looking good. You got 4 guys that are A's. Barber and Dickerson are both A's on short passes and B's everywhere else. Barry Redden, that's another one. Browns player in 1986 or 1989 maybe. Another one that played for the Browns. Then you got Henry Ellard way down there. This must be his rookie year or early on in his career because he was a really good receiver. There's no way he's a C later on in the 80s. Look at this. 2 running backs ran the ball the most in 83 for the Rams. Eric Dickerson and Barry Redden. I've never seen that before. 11 to 56. So he's going to get 5-6. What is that? 83%? 833? 83% of the runs will go to Dickerson. The other 17 go to Redden. And, they're 37-39. So this ought to be interesting. On defense for the Eagles, got some names. You know, you got Herm Edwards down there, the Miracle of the Meadowlands guy. I know Roynell Young, Wes Hopkins. You got some names there. Anthony Griggs goes on to play for the Browns, like I said. Dennis Harrison was a pretty good defensive end. So you got some players down there. I believe the Rams are the team that's 50-50 runs versus passes. Let's see here. Yeah, they're pretty close. You got 511 passes, 489, or 511 runs, 489 passes. So they're 50-50 when I'm running offenses here. So let's go ahead and get started for the Rams. Their first play is going to be a 6. That's an outside run. All right, a 53. That's going to be Dickerson. I'm going to call that name a lot today. 45 on defense is a BS. And that's an outside run BS. I think it was outside. BS for Dickerson. 15, and he is starting off hot. He'll pick up 13 yards as he gets around the corner. And I believe, he'll cross the 50 too. He'll get into Eagles territory. All right, 1st and 10, 46-yard line. We're going to go inside run. $31. That's going to be Dickerson. 45. Mike Lansford had nice glasses, but Dickerson wore those goggles. 45 is a BS. We're inside run BS. Dickerson. A 43. That is a 32. And we have our first rare play of the day. We have an RP3. And as you guys know, if you watch, I generally use my ChatGPT rare play generator for RP3 and RP7 because I get so many of them. You just get the same thing over and over again. So let me load to it, and then I'll move the screen up here. Let's see. There we go. All right. So looking at the generator, make it a little smaller here. So all I'm going to do is type the situation down here. If you're a ChatGPT user, you can find this by going to the custom GPT store. Just type APBA. It'll be there. And it's probably the only one there that has to do with APBA, so you should be okay. I'm going to type 1983 Eagles versus Rams. No score. What is there, about 10 minutes to go? 10:30 to go in the first quarter. The play call was an inside run to Eric Dickerson. And I'll say it was, second down? First down. First down and 10. 1st and 10 on the Eagles, 46. All right, let's get some rare plays here. Take the glasses off so I can't see them. I don't like to read them, but I can see my laptop over here, which I can barely see. So there's 2 and 3, I think. There's 4 and 5, right? Yeah. 4 and 5. Then we have 6, 7, and 8. These ones aren't very long. We have 9, 10, 11, and 12. Feel free to pause if you want to read them. Let me go ahead and roll. A 5. All right. Early whistle and then chaos. Yikes. Holy cow. The officials mistakenly blow the play dead just as the handoff occurs. Dickerson keeps going and breaks into the open field for what would have been a 46-yard touchdown, but the play is blown dead for no gain. Rams coach John Robinson draws an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for berating the ref. 15 yards, 1st and 25 for the Rams. Wow. So that's going to be after the play. So that is going to be, oh, that's a rough one. Wait, did that say 1st and 25? I don't think that's how that penalty works. 1st and 25. That's a dead ball foul. I'm making a decision here. That's a dead ball foul. So we're going to go run because the play counted. So run Dickerson for no yards. Clock stops. And then we're going to have a penalty after the play. 15 yards on the Rams for unsportsmanlike on the head coach. No time off the clock. It is 2nd and 25 back on the 39. Big play there. John Robinson. Somebody needs to cool that guy down. Let's go short pass heavy. And we'll get a 6. That'll be a short pass. $42 and 15. 15 on your defense is an A, D. 42 is Eric Dickerson, and he's an A. So we'll stay at AD on the short pass. So Ferragamo throwing his first pass, looking for Dickerson. 44. The doubles are flying for these quarterbacks, and that's going to be another long one. So we had one for the Eagles in the first on their drive, and now we've got a first down plus 5, and that is a 30-yard pass. So in both cases, we get a 30-yard pass play. So Ferragamo to Dickerson for 30, gets out into open field, has a convoy, and finally gets taken down. 1st and 10 down to the 31 of the Eagles. All right. And it's going to be a 5. That's an inside run. We're at the 31 still. All right, a 25. You know who that is. I wish he had a good nickname. Did he have a good nickname back then? I don't think he had a really good nickname. I can't say like Sweetness, like I was with Peyton. So Dickerson is your inside runner. 65 is an AS. Oh my, it's an 11 and we're going to the K column. Look at Dickerson's K column. He has got 1s and 2s all over the place. 1s and 2s. In fact, he's got a couple of 18s. There's nothing worse than an 18. 18 wouldn't be a great one for this, but 17 and up's looking nice. Well, 17's okay. We want to see a 1. We want to see doubles. Oh, a 24. 24 is a 16, and he is going to get 8 yards on the play. So Dickerson for 8. 2nd and 2 now at the 23 for the Eagles. I'm sorry, for the Rams. 17 is going to be a short pass. Flip boards here. All right, a 35. 35 is Preston Barber. Preston Barber. He is the starting wide receiver. Wait, is it Preston? Oh, Preston Denard. Wait, did I get that right? Oh, man, the typing I did on this. It's Preston Denard is who it is. I wrote Preston I wrote Mike Barber and then Preston Barber on the sheet. I'll have to fix that. Preston Denard is your receiver. He's an A4, or he's an AB4. So he'll be an A on the short passes and a B on the medium and the long passes. So he'll be an A on this one. And your defense is a 25. 25 is an AD, so let's just stay at AD. And we will go Ferragamo to Preston Denard. Oh, the 44 hits again. That's a 4. And that's going to be good for 14 yards. And he will get shoved out of bounds. So pass Ferragamo to Denard for 14. And he'll go out of bounds at the 9-yard line. And we've got 1st and goal. 1st and goal for the Rams. 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. We've got a 1st and goal for the Rams. Let's go standard. And that's going to be a 9. That'll be an outside run. All right, so an outside run. Wait, did I say outside run? Yeah. I got confused. My phone goes beep every now and then, and it confuses me. 34. I'm not sure if I said outside run or not. So we're going to roll again. 15. This time we're going to go short pass. I can't remember what I said. So we'll go. Oh, yeah, I did say outside run. I know I did because I flipped to that board. Okay. So outside run, 54. That's going to be Dickerson. And 34. 34 is an AD. So the Eagles looking for a pass here, and the Rams are going to pitch it out to Dickerson on a little sweep play. And oh, my, we hit the K column again. He's going to get around the corner. Oh, no, 52. That's an 18. And he'll get 5 yards before getting shoved out of bounds. So he'll get 5. And it's going to be second and goal at the 4. And we'll stay standard here. All right, a 3. We're going to go inside run. $33. Well, we know who that is. He's got all the carries. He's got 4 carries so far. About to get his 5th. 14. Oh, it's a BD, and they're expecting a pass this time. So Dickerson up the middle. 41. That is a 25, and that is no gain. Stuffed at the line. And it's going to be third and goal at the 4. We'll go standard again. I think you could hand off to Dickerson. And it will be a 4, so we're going to stay inside run. 55. 55. That's Eric Dickerson. 46 is AS. So Dickerson against an AS. Oh, my. 30. We hit the K column again. That's his 3rd K column on this drive, but in a row maybe? Oh, no, he had a 25 at one point. That's his 3rd K column on this drive. 64. That'll be a 16. 16, yeah, and he'll get 5 more, and he'll get into the end zone for a touchdown. So Eric Dickerson doing all the work. Hitting that K column. And it is 6-0 Rams. All right, let's kick the extra point here. Mike Lansford? No. Oh, Mike Lansford isn't their kicker? Oh, no, it's Chuck Nelson. I thought Lansford was on this team. Huh. That guy has great glasses. There he is. Oh, he's your backup kicker. He's your PB, your KB, your KOB. So Nelson either got cut or hurt or something in this season. So Nelson kicking the extra point. 31's a 40, and a 40's good. And it is going to be 7-0 Rams. Taking that first score in the first quarter. Let's bring Nelson out to kick off. 55. 55. That is a 2. And that is still a 66.09. So it's going to be 1 yard deep into the end zone. And it's going to be Glenn Young. 26 for Young is a 14. And Young is going to get 17 yards on the return. I was watching some videos, that NFL Throwback channel that I talk about here every now and then. They put a video up of like 2.5, 3 hours of punt returns and kick returns. And I kept seeing the kick return. I kept seeing the wedge. The wedge! We haven't seen the wedge in years. I miss the wedge. Of course, it probably led to a bunch of concussions, but I do miss it. 1st and 10 at the 16 now for the Eagles. And they're going to start off with an inside run. $56. 56 is an AS. 65. 65 is Perry Harrington. And he is a fullback. There he is. The backup fullback. It's a great name, Perry Harrington. I might have to use that in a book. Perry Harrington. And he's a back. He's got some decent numbers there. He's either got decent gains or just no gain at all. I see a couple of fumble numbers there. This could be interesting. So Perry Harrington on the inside run against the AS. All right. 56. 56 is a 26. And he'll get 2. He will just break through and get 2 yards. All right. 2nd and 8 up to the 18 for the Eagles. We're going to go short pass. 36 is a BS. 24. 24 is Vito. Okay, I don't know this guy. Vito Cab. So Vito Cab is the starting tight end. He's an ET2. So he's a C2. So you got Vito Cab as an ET2, C2. I had other tight ends. We got our boy Lawrence Sampleton. He's a C1. He's a 2. And there was another one, right? Al Dixon. He's also a C1. So the reason I went with Vito Cab as the starter is because he was a C2 and the other guys were C1s. So Jaworski's going to look for Vito Cab. 36 is a BS. We'll stay at BS. It's a great name. Some great names on this team. Vito Cab, Perry Harrington. It's like Dynasty. All right. 26 for Jaworski. That is an 18. Whoops. I believe that's going to be incomplete. Oh, man. And that is going to be incomplete. So it's going to be 3rd and 8. Go short pass heavy. Whoops, let's do that again. All right, it's a 15. 15 is a short pass. All right, 11. 11 is a CD. 32 is Hubie Oliver, and he is an A, so make it a BD. And we'll go Jaworski to Hubie Oliver. Oh, no, a 23. He's going to get sacked again. This time he'll lose 7. The Rams defense playing well here. So Jaworski, -7. Who got him this time? 65. That is Charles DeJournay. DeJournay? I like DeJournay a little bit, but I don't think that's how you pronounce it. He's a backup something. There he is. Backup nose tackle in the game. He's a QS1, but that 65 gives him the sack. Oh, look at that. He's like 3 weeks younger than my mom. There you go. All right. So it's going to be 4th down. We're going to bring out Max Runniger again to punt for the Eagles. 65. 65 is an 8. And that is a 45. Oh, wait, we're inside the 14, aren't we? All right. So that's an 8. That is a 40-yard punt taken by D10. This is actually taken at the 49 of the Rams. So punt, 40. They're going to have really good field position here. And that's going to be Leroy Irvin again. Leroy Irvin. 32. That's not going to be a fair catch. Yeah, it's a 27. 27 is always a fair catch. And that is going to be 1st and 10 Rams on their own 49. A little bit of a short field here for them. They're already up 7-0. Again, in real life in this game, they lost, what was it, 13-9. It seemed like an ugly one. This is one I wouldn't recommend looking for on YouTube. All right, here we go. They're going to start off with a short pass. 62. So Ferragamo is going to look for Robert Alexander. What the heck is Robert? So many players. I mean, these are NFC teams. I was barely a football fan in '83, and when I was a football fan, I was an AFC guy because I'm a Browns fan. So I don't know most of these players. So Robert Alexander's a backup running back. He's a halfback too. Went to West Virginia. and he is a C. Your defense, 15. That's an AD, so make it a BD. So short pass, BD, Ferragamo to Robert Alexander. 53. 53 is a 10. It's going to be complete. He'll get 5, and he'll cross the 50. So Ferragamo to Alexander. He gets 5. And make it second 5 at the Philly 46. A 10. That'll be an outside run. Got the A-team on my TV up here for some. I like to have motion in front of me. Got the A-team up here. And it's just a stupid show. I love it so much, but it's just so stupid. 56. 56 on the outside run will be Eric Dickerson. Barry Redden hasn't even touched the ball yet. 46 is AS. So Dickerson on the outside run against an AS. 35. That's a 17. He'll get 9. He'll get a first down. Well, the Eagles better turn it around here. We're going to have a blowout on our hands. Dickerson already has 7 carries for 39 yards. And he's going to go maybe get the ball again. They got an inside run. It's going to be Dickerson again. Seems like this is the winning formula for this team. 24 is a BS. This will be an inside run. Inside run BS. Boom. Oh, 34. We have a penalty. 1 yard. 1 yard, but a TE. So let's check that TE. 43, and it's going to be illegal block on the offense. 10 yards. So that's the way right there to put the kibosh on a drive. They have a 10-yard penalty. We'll call it, we'll go clipping. And it's going to be 1st and 20 now, back to the 47 for the Rams. We'll go short pass heavy. And we'll get a medium pass. $34. 34 is Preston Denard. He's a B on medium passes. 15 is an AD, so we'll just stay at AD. So we'll go Ferragamo to Denard, medium pass. 62 is an 18, and that's going to be incomplete. And it's going to be 2nd and 20. And let's go back to standard here. I think a lot of teams do that. 1st and 20, they run the ball. Or they pass the ball. If it's incomplete, they just run it for some reason. So we'll go standard. And we're at 14. Okay, we're going to short pass. Good. Okay, a 56. 56 is Henry Ellard. Henry Ellard is a C. Henry Ellard, there he is. I put him out here. He's our backup punt returner. So he was, it's 83, so he's 22 years old during this game. So he's definitely a rookie. EB2, C2. And he's going to be our receiver here as a C. 26 is a BS. We'll just stay at BS. All right, so we'll go Ferragamo to Henry Ellard. 13. 13 is a 12. And a 12 is complete for 7 yards. So Ferragamo to Ellard for 7. And it's going to be 3rd and 13. Let's go medium pass heavy. 13 is a medium pass. Look at all those ones. So 11, that's going to be George Farmer. And George Farmer is our number 1 receiver for the Rams. He's an A4, EB3 A4. Went to Southern University. He's an A. 21. 21 is a BS. We'll make it an AS. So we'll go medium pass AS. Ferragamo to Farmer. 42. That's a 9. That's complete for 14, and it's just enough for a first down. So he needs 13. He gets 14. 1st and 10 down to the Eagles 26. Back to standard. 6 is an inside or outside run. Down to the 26. It's an outside run. And it's 8:36 in the evening. It's like really close to my bedtime. I don't know what we're doing here. I just wanted to play. 34. So this is going to be Dickerson. 63 is a BD. So outside run Dickerson, BD. Oh, 32. That's a 26. And he'll lose a yard. All right, make it 2nd and 11. And we'll go short pass heavy here. And we'll get a 7. That'll be a short pass. $54. 54 is Gordon Jones. It's a great name. I'll tell you what, I might steal a bunch of these names for my next book because, I mean, Gordon Jones is a great name too. He's an EB2 C2, went to Pittsburgh. Yeah. So he's a C. Your 33 on your defense is a BD. We'll stay BD. So 2nd 11, BD, Ferragamo to Gordon Jones. 56 is so boring. That's an 18. That's incomplete. So Ferragamo to Jones is no good. All right, let's go medium pass heavy here on 3rd and 11 for the Rams. And you get a 7. That's a short pass. 51. 51 is James McDonald. So many names. Here he is. ET, backup tight end. C1 with the USC. There you go. He's a C. And your defense is a BS. So we'll stay at BS. All right. And we're going to go Ferragamo to McDonald. 34. We're going to have another penalty. 5-yard completion, but we have a TH. So let's check it. Oh, I don't need to do that. Not yet. Here we go. All right. So TH. 54, that's going to be on the offense. That is illegal use of the hands. 10 yards on the offense. And they will take that penalty because it will push them back, potentially out of field goal range. 10 yards, illegal hand. I'll go, you have use of the hands? Yeah, there it is. All right, illegal use of the hands. And we're at 15. It's going to be 3rd and 21 now, back at the 37. Let's go medium pass heavy. We'll get a medium pass. $43. 43 is Dickerson. He's a B on medium passes. 23 is Oliver. I'm sorry, 23 is CG. So we'll stay at CG on this medium pass. Ferragamo dumping it off to Dickerson. Oh my, it's a 44. It's a 4. That's good for 27 yards. And that is a first down. Wow, big play. I did not see that coming. All right, so the Eagles probably shouldn't have taken that penalty then. 1st and goal now at the 10 for the Rams. All right, a 14. That'll be a short pass. All right, 12. That's going to be George Farmer. He's an A. 26. 26 is a BS, making an AS. We're going to go Ferragamo to Farmer. Oh my, it's a 66, and that is a touchdown. Ferragamo hits George Farmer. 10 yards. And the Rams are going to go up 13-0 on this one. Let's kick the extra point with our boy Chuck Nelson. 35 for Nelson is a 40, and a 40 is good. And it's going to be 14-0 already in this first quarter. Let's kick it off. 36. 36 is a 7. And that is 6209. So Nelson, 6209. 3-yard line. It's going to be taken there by, who is our kick returner? There it is. It's going to be Glenn Young. Oh, yeah, Glenn Young. He's already returned a couple of them. Very average. Oh, this one's going to be worse than average. 43. That is a 26. And he is going to get 11 yards on the return. And they're going to start at their own 14. I think they started their first drive at their 18, their second drive at their 16, and now they're starting this one at their 14. Glenn Young is getting worse. What was that, 11 yards? All right, 1st and 10 Eagles back at the 14. Not great field position for them compared to the Rams. All right, let's see what we're going to do here. We'll get a 20. Let's go long pass. Ron Jaworski going to try to get a touchdown back on this very first play. And they're at their 14. So we are way back here. 49 to 15. Where's that? Nope. Here it is. Long pass. 14-yard line and in. Okay. All right. A 63 and a 41. 41 is Harold Carmichael. He's an A. Been waiting for his name to come out. He's a good receiver. Mike Quick and Harold Carmichael was a pretty good pairing. EB3A4. So he's an A. And your defense, a 6. Oh, no, that's a CG. Make it a BG. Yikes. All right, they got a chance here. Jaworski to Harold Carmichael. A 55. It's going to be complete. 60 yards. And Carmichael's going to lose his steam and run out of bounds. Oh, big play. Big play for 60. And that'll help change up the old field position. 1st and 10, 26 now. Rams 26 for the Eagles. Big play. All right. A 1. A 1 is going to be an inside run. .24. 24 is a BS. 14. 14 is going to be Hubie Oliver. He is the number 1 running back for the Eagles. And he is going to run inside on this one. 25 for Oliver. 17. And that's going to be 5 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 5 now, down to the 21. 8. 8 will be an outside run. And 43. 43 is a CD. 52. 52 is Michael Haddix. So Michael Haddix on the outside run against a CD. 14 for Haddix. Oh, it's a 14. And we have a possible fumble. So you can see the tab there. If we go down, we see the F14 right there in the middle. So we've got a possible fumble. Now, you guys know how I do fumbles. There's way too many in this game. So I roll the 20-sided die, and I give it a 20% chance of being a fumble. So 1 through 4, the fumble counts. 5 through 20, it doesn't. In this case, it will count. So the F14, as Haddix puts the ball on the ground after the big play. Let's see what happens here. 61. And that is going to be 18 yards and out of bounds at the 3-yard line. So he'll fumble it, but he'll fumble it out of bounds after a nice gain. Let's do this. Go fumble. Eagles keep possession. And then we'll go fumble return, and we'll just say the ball rolls 0 yards and goes out of bounds. 15 seconds. And it's 1st and goal at the 3. for the Eagles after the big play. All right, let's go big here. And we are going to get a 13. That'll be an outside run on first and goal. All right, a 54. That's a BD as they come out looking for a pass. 16 is going to be Oliver. So Oliver against a BD. 32 is not great. That's a 26. And he'll lose 2 yards. So Oliver loses 2. And it's going to be 2nd and 5. This should be the last play of the first quarter. Let's go short pass heavy. Actually, all we have is short pass. So that's what we're going to run. $16 is an AS. 62, we're looking at Tony Woodruff. Who the heck is Tony Woodruff? There he is. He's a backup wide receiver. He's going to come out in 3 receivers, and Woodruff's going to line up in the slot. He's a C2. 16 was an AS, so we'll make it a BS. And we'll go Jaworski to Woodruff. A 33 for Jaworski. That's a 3. That's good for 7, and that's a touchdown. So Jaworski hits Woodruff on the last play of the quarter for a 6 or a 5-yard touchdown. Makes it 14-6. We'll have an untimed play here for the extra point. Bring out Tony Franklin. I believe became a Patriot. Oh, no, a 63 is a 31. Oh, man. A 31. What is a 31? It's an RP11 on the last play of the first quarter. So we've got an RP11 on the extra point try. A 10. Kick good. Holding called on kicking team. Try point again from the 12 and use 10-19 field goal to determine the result. So we have a holding penalty on the Eagles. So it's going to be, let's see that. I think that's right. We'll go holding. And no time off the clock because it's an extra point. And now they're going to try it again from the 12, but this time I'll use the field goal chart, 10-19, instead of the extra point chart. So Frank, oh no! A 14 is a 35. And that is good, but we have a TM. So let's check this penalty. 36. And it's a false start on the offense. So we got a 5-yard penalty on the Eagles again. Cannot get this extra point down. 0 again on the clock. And now we're going to use the same chart, 10-19. Although this time it's going to be a 34. This is basically where it is in real life nowadays. It's a 34-yard extra point try. 52. 52 is a 7. And a 7 is no. 7 is good. A 7 is good. So he will make the extra point. And that was Franklin. And with that being a perfect time to stop, I'm going to quit right now at the end of the first quarter. Again, it's getting close to my bedtime. It is 14-7 Rams. And again, this is to determine who makes it on to the next round of my tournament. The winner plays the winner of the San Diego-Cleveland game, and that'll give you your top 4 in that North region. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I will talk to you all probably tomorrow, maybe Monday, I don't know. Soon. See ya.